Everyone, welcome back to my channel, Faith and Flourish Group. If you are just finding me, hello, my name is Julia, and I am a career empowerment strategist and wellness coach. I have a private coaching practice, Faith and Flourish Group. I also have a new coaching program. She's Limitless. My coaching practice is geared towards helping driven and ambitious professional women like you get unstuck and get ahead, and especially get on to the business of living out your God-given potential. So, as I tend to do when I write these articles for my LinkedIn, which you can feel free to follow me on my LinkedIn, I just published an article, The Hidden Dangers of Hustle Culture and Why Taking a Break Could Be Your Best Career Move. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go through the spectacular points that I make in this article, because I realized this week that I was burnt out. I had no idea. I'm coming out of the burnout, and it was in that reflection that I came with this idea that I wanted to share, that taking a break is actually a strategic move. But let's start first. First, you need to acknowledge the signs that you're burnt out. And so what happened with me, let me stop sharing for 1 second. What happened with me was that I was feeling a lot of the pressure of motherhood, work, and earning my doctorate degree. And I made a difficult decision for me to step back and take a leave of absence from my doctoral program. And I took that leave of absence for 4 months and then went back to the program and doing my research and things like that. But it was like I needed that much time. I was feeling so much pressure. And so let me go back to share my screen. That my first recommendation is that you need to acknowledge the signs of burnout. And so what that looks like is chronic fatigue, irritability, and for me, it was decreased productivity. That's how I knew I was burnt out, because I couldn't make any progress on anything, on motherhood, work, and my dissertation. So I shared in this article my personal journey with burnout, and that intentional pause allowed me time and space. I did a YouTube short on this concept of margin. If you remember back when we were in school, on your papers, your teacher would write notes in the margin. So you couldn't write from end to end on the paper. You had to write within the margins, and you leave the margins for your teacher. In life, we need to create margin. And so where I took some time off from work too, to be clear, but it wasn't months. Whereas with my dissertation research, I did take 4 months. And so, sorry, I should turn my email off when I am recording these videos. But that intentional pause, that margin that I created, allowed me to reconnect with my purpose, rejuvenate my personal spirit, and replenish my resilience. And I even had colleagues who admired me with envy, that they wished they had taken pauses, taken leaves of absence. Like, people are always saying that I am bold, I'm brave, I'm courageous, I do things that they would never do. And for me, I feel like I'm really human. Like, I am really just human. And when I've had enough, like, I say it. And I recognize that if people are admiring that quality in me, then it must be something rare to the general public, and something that I want to help people cultivate more of in their life. So there is an incredible benefit to taking breaks. And I argue that taking breaks allows you that time to restore your energy, decrease your personal fatigue in life, and then prevent the onset of chronic health issues. People can experience migraines, they can experience stomach pain, like ulcers, things like that. We want to prevent the onset of any type of chronic health issue. As I shared in my initial intro, I have a new coaching program called She's Limitless, and this program has been inspired by my journey. And this coaching program is designed to empower women to recognize their inherent worth beyond your professional achievements and cultivate a balanced approach to success. It can't be all work. Like the saying goes, all work and no play will make Jill a dull girl. Like it can't be all that. There has to be rest. And that margin that you create in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year, in your life allows you space to get creative. It allows you space. This is like what very high level executives, they create margin in their day for innovation. And I argue that everyday regular people, we are allowed to create margin in our day. Sorry, I'm going to take my headphones out. We are allowed to create margin in our day. This hustle 24/7 culture, especially the women that I am looking to work with, driven, ambitious women like myself. I want to work with other members of my tribe. We're driven, we're ambitious, we're competent, we're capable, we believe in ourselves, we are confident, we are self-assured, we are strong in our character, and we need to prioritize rest, creating that margin in our day so that we can innovate and we can be creative. It is a space that allows us an opportunity to solve some of our problems. So I argue that addressing these pitfalls of hustle culture in my program, She's Limitless, this will allow you to set healthy boundaries, prioritize self-care, and pursue your goals without compromising your well-being. I want to go back to prioritizing self-care. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. Self-care. The people who need to engage the most in self-care are the people who are busy caring for everybody else. There is this idea in certain families, friend groups, work, that if you're doing something to prioritize self-care, you're being selfish because you're not giving yourself in that moment to anything that anyone else needs of you. But self-care is something that nobody can do for you. You are the only one who can do that. Whether that's advancing your education, if that is seeking a promotion, if that is balancing your bank account better, those are all different acts of self-care that nobody can do for you. You can only do it for yourself. And in that same way, if you are able to create some margin in your day and maybe go for a 20-minute walk or go sit and read somewhere, whatever it is, that's something that nobody can do for you. You are the only one who can do it. You have to engage in self-care and you cannot feel bad about it, only because if anybody makes you feel bad about it, then tell them, well, you go take a walk for me. You go to the beach and listen to the sounds of the waves for me. You go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for me. Nobody can do that for you. You go into my bank account and help me better allocate my spending and my saving. And if you said that to someone, they'd look at you like you were crazy. I think that people should look at you like you're crazy if you don't take time for self-care. Not taking time for self-care is an absolute recipe for insanity. So go back to my article here. Okay, so I shared with you how to recognize and acknowledge those signs. So the symptoms of burnout are going to look like chronic fatigue, irritability, and as I shared, my personal sign that I was headed towards burnout was decreased productivity. Okay, so what you want to do to combat burnout, beyond acknowledging the signs, is set boundaries. So define clear work, life, personal time boundaries. Something new that I'm doing right now, I have a solid morning routine, but my bedtime routine was a little bit lacking. I like to do what I call bookends. So I bookend my morning with all my morning activities, which are spectacular, and I love them. A part of bookending my day is I tuck my phone in, okay? At 9 o'clock, I put my phone on the charger and I'm done with my phone for the rest of the night. I don't go to bed at 9 o'clock, but I'm done with tech at 9 o'clock. Prioritize self-care. I've ranted. I don't want to belabor the point. I could go song and verse. Self-care is something only you can do for you. No one should be accusing you that you're doing too much of it, that you're caring too much about yourself. And for anyone who does, tell them, then you go do it for me. Then you go enjoy a hobby for me. You go color, you go paint, you go listen to music, you go walk in nature for me. They'd look at you like you were insane. It's only something you can do for you, and you have to make it a priority because nobody else can do it. Seek support. Look towards a professional coach like myself. You can look up my credentials on LinkedIn. I won't belabor this video with it. I am seeking to work with women like myself, driven and ambitious professional women. Read what my professional background is, to know that I have been where you are. I've successfully navigated myself through it on multiple occasions. And now I have dedicated my life outside of my day job of being an academic and career advisor towards helping driven and ambitious women experience what it feels like to be limitless, to have a complete self-ownership. Lastly, the whole point of this video, embrace rest. Taking a break is not a sign of weakness. It is a strategy for sustained success. Okay, my conclusion here. Life is too precious to be spent in a perpetual state of exhaustion, girl. You know that. So let's challenge the norms of hustle culture. Let's prioritize our well-being so that we can not only enhance our personal joy, but also pave the way for more meaningful and more sustainable achievements. Please remember, girl, you are inherently worthy, regardless of your productivity levels. So embrace rest, honor your limits, and allow yourself the grace to pause. I always hope that these articles that I share, these videos that I post here on YouTube, I hope that they help you. Okay, I'll see you in my next video.